The millennium items are pretty interesting to talk about, and yes, I have a small necklace version of one. The millennium items are, and the way you talk about it, either are very complicated to understand or just very straightforward. But here's my perspective and my way of talking about each of the 7 millennium items, and also why the heck are they made of gold somehow. The actual origins are pretty disturbing, let me tell you. They had to, let's just say, like 99 people in a village in ancient Egypt had to go night-night for a little bit in Yu-Gi-Oh! But let's not get into that, because I feel like that part's already pretty established. So now, let's talk about each of the properties of each of all the 7 millennium items, and also determine which one's more powerful, or might weigh your neck down, who knows. The most known and most seen millennium item of them all, the Millennium Puzzle. Found by Yugi's grandpa in the Pharaoh's tomb after the Pharaoh saved him, giving it to Yugi, which took him 9 years to complete it, with the Pharaoh and him sharing bodies essentially, sharing minds, and having this cool-ass mind crush power, and essentially having a luck of a draw with the exact card they need, they pull, because the heart of the cards. I feel like it's more of a skill and a feeling than, like, cheating. I feel like it's kind of more of a feeling, but half, I'm definitely looking at my cards in my deck, but pretty good famous item. Next, the Millennium Eye by Pegasus. We gotta shove one of your put it in one of your actual eyes, and it probably hurts a lot. Basically seeing exactly what your opponent's thinking, like a mind reader device. Can also shoot cool laser beams out like the Millennium Ring, which I did not know about, but we didn't see it after season 1. We never see it again until Bakor just gives it to Kaiba in season 5 for some reason. Kind of weird that we never saw it again until then. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about the gold eyeball. And then the Millennium Ring, after the items were originally formed, the only one to be in the tomb and be affected by Zorkwart's evil. Like, it also helps detect other Millennium items. Until the other user, I guess, is gone, then the Millennium item always finds its way back to it. And in Dark Side of the Dimension, this thing is evil. Like, more evil than the anime version, where it's like in Bakor's chest, and that's weird, and it's actually kind of, you know, puts people to sleep forever, you know? Like, oh my god, the item in the movie it's pretty evil. Wow. The Millennium Necklace. Essentially, you can see the future, and it's like set in stone unless someone changes it, and you also see what your opponent's going to do on their next turn. Kind of simple. We don't really see it that much or really use, so So next up, we have the Millennium Rod, capable of mind control. And also, you know how in the original version of the anime where Merrick sends his father to Shadow Realm? Well, in the Japanese version, it's also a hidden dagger to stab people with. Because apparently, it just does that. Someone was like, we probably should have it in a knife compartment or something. Next up, the Millennium Key. The only item not to have the Millennium symbol on it, apparently. You can see into your opponent's mind to essentially walk through and see what their mind is, or essentially what's in there, essentially. Which I guess is pretty neat for a Millennium item. So there's that. Last but not least, the Millennium Scale, to use to measure one's heart for both the good and bad in it. And also, I guess, uses an actual scale. That's kind of just all the context they tell about it. Nothing else is really told about this specific item, apparently. That's it. And that was all of the Millennium items. All 7 of them. Some are pretty interesting, some maybe a bit bare bones, or I don't need to explain that much because there wasn't already too much to explain about a couple of them. But hey, still pretty neat to talk about them. I'll see you next time for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Dying to Pokemon video games. See you next time. See ya!